I'm Greek. I was born here. I live here. And I've made the trip to Mount Athos more times than I can count. I'm not a monk. I never will be. But every time that boat leaves the dock, something in me goes quiet. The same way it has for every Greek who's ever made this crossing. Most people outside Greece have heard one thing about this place: no women allowed. That's the rule everyone knows. But after years of visiting, I've seen the rules nobody talks about. Rules that have sent grown men back to the mainland on the very next ferry. Today, I'm taking you inside the 10 most surprising ones. Rule 1. You cannot take anything from this mountain. Some of what sits inside these walls is older than modern Greece itself. Manuscripts, icons, relics that pilgrims have prayed in front of for 1,000 years. None of it leaves. Not a stone, not a splinter of wood, not even a pine cone picked up on the trail as a souvenir. Taking anything from this mountain, sacred or not, is forbidden, and I've seen how seriously that's enforced. There have been thefts over the centuries, and everyone is treated as a wound to the whole community, not just to one monastery. What's here belongs to everyone who's ever prayed here, and everyone who ever will. Nobody gets to take a piece of it home in their pocket. Rule 2. Only 10 non-Orthodox visitors per day, total. Every single day, this entire mountain only lets in a fixed number of guests. 100 permits for Orthodox pilgrims. That's the line I stand in every time. And just 10, worldwide, for everyone else. Catholics, Protestants, tourists, journalists, curious travelers. 10 spots a day for the whole planet. I've had foreign friends ask me to help them apply. They wait months for a single email confirming their permit. It sounds extreme until you spend a night there. This is a living community, not an attraction. They can only host so many guests before the silence they've built their lives around starts slipping away. Rule 3. You cannot stay longer than 4 days. Even with a permit in hand, you don't get to stay long. 4 days, 3 nights. After that, it expires and you're expected on the boat back to the mainland. You can request an extension, but it's never guaranteed. I learned that the hard way on my first visit. I wanted to stay a 5th night at a monastery I loved, and the answer was a polite, firm no. This isn't a retreat center where you check in for a month to find yourself. It's their home, and a home needs boundaries, even for welcome guests. Rule 4. No swimming in the sea. You're surrounded by some of the most beautiful water in the Aegean, and officially, you're not supposed to touch it. Swimming is technically forbidden on this coastline. It's the same idea behind almost every rule here. The body isn't there to be indulged, it's there to be disciplined. I won't lie to you, I've seen pilgrims quietly go in anyway, out of sight of the windows. The monks mostly look the other way, but officially, the rule stands. This water is for reflection, not recreation. Rule 5. No cars, no bikes, no motorcycles. There are no roads here built for speed. No bicycles, no motorbikes anywhere on the peninsula. You walk. Or you take a mule, the exact way pilgrims have moved between monasteries for over 1,000 years. A few monasteries use trucks now, strictly for construction and supplies. But as a visitor, your legs are your transportation. My calves remember every visit. It slows everything down, and that's the entire point. You cannot rush toward God on a motorbike. Rule 6. No hunting. No rifles. No hunting dogs. This mountain is full of wildlife: deer, wild goats, birds you won't see anywhere else in Greece, and every bit of it is protected. Hunting is completely forbidden. You can't bring a rifle onto the peninsula. You can't even bring a hunting dog. For a piece of land surrounded by such a violent history, pirates, wars, occupations, it's almost strange how much peace the animals here get to keep. Nobody touches them. Not even for food. Rule 7. No diving or spearfishing. The waters around Mount Athos are some of the cleanest in the Mediterranean. Divers would love it here. They're not allowed to try. No diving gear, no spearfishing equipment, no exploring the reefs below. The marine life along this coast is protected the same way the forests are, left completely alone. A monk fishes sometimes, with a simple line, for the table. But the sport of it, the gear, the underwater exploration, none of that belongs here. Rule 8. No outside news, no politics inside these walls. You won't find a television in most of these monasteries, no newspapers stacked in the common room, no debates about elections or wars over dinner. It's not that the monks don't know the world exists. They've simply chosen, on purpose, to stop letting it in. As a Greek, coming from a country where everyone has an opinion about politics at every dinner table, I can tell you, the silence here is almost shocking the first time you notice it. Rule 9. No minors. Unless their father brings them. You have to be 18 to get a permit here on your own. No exceptions. A boy younger than that can only enter with his father, and even then, only with special permission arranged in advance. There's no such thing as a school trip to Mount Athos, no youth tourism. It isn't about excluding children, it's about what this place actually is, a community of grown men who've made a permanent adult decision.
It was never built to entertain a teenager for an afternoon.
Rule 10. The gates close at sunset. No exceptions. Every evening at sunset, the gates of each monastery close. They do not open again until morning. If you're outside those walls when the sun goes down, on the trail, at the wrong monastery, anywhere, you're outside for the night. There's no knocking, no exception for a visitor who lost track of time. I've met hikers caught between monasteries after dark, sleeping outdoors, cold and unprepared, simply because they misjudged the walk. It sounds unforgiving, but this mountain still lives by the sun, the way it did 1,000 years ago. The gate doesn't care what century you're from. Every time I leave Mount Athos, I feel the same thing, a little lighter, a little quieter inside. I'm not a monk, and I probably never will fully understand their life the way they live it. But I understand why we, as Greeks, hold on to this place the way we do. In a world that never stops moving, never stops talking, there's a mountain at the edge of our country where time simply slowed down 1,000 years ago and never sped back up. If you ever get the chance, even just to see the coastline from a boat, take it.